Podcast Network Asia. FirstMetroSec is providing this podcast as a general market commentary. Reference to any specific security, product, or entity do not constitute as an offer or a solicitation of an offer to buy or sell any financial instruments or to participate in any particular trading strategy. The statements, comments, views, or opinions expressed by the hosts are subject to change without notice, and FirstMetroSec is under no obligation to update, amend, change, or correct any of the statements, comments, views, or opinions expressed. The statements, comments, views, and opinions expressed by the guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the view of FirstMetroSec. FirstMetroSec disclaims any liability arising from reliance on or reference to any information obtained in this podcast.
You are listening to First Metro Securities Philippine Stock Market Weekly podcast, where we feature timely and relevant discussions on the Philippine stock market and the economy in the hope of providing you investing and trading guidance. Here's your host.
How's it going, investors? Hi, I'm Anjz, an equity research associate from First Metro Securities. In this episode of Market Bites, I bring you the latest company update on BDO Unibank Inc., titled Opportunity to Accumulate. We are maintaining our buy recommendation on BDO despite a lower target price of 152 pesos. Post 1Q results, we cut our earnings forecasts by 10% for 2024 and 8% for 2025. This is primarily to bake in lower than expected NIM owing to higher cost of funding, as well as higher credit costs, closer to the higher end of management's target of 40 to 50 bips. Despite our earnings downgrade, our projections show that BDO can still deliver multi-year high ROEs in the next 2 years at 13.8% for both 2024 and 2025. Our outlook on BDO remains constructive, and we believe the bank can maintain the ROE levels on account of the following. First, scope for higher lending activity. BDO reported 1Q24 loans growth at 13%, ahead of industry's 9% during the period. We have upgraded our loans growth outlook to 10%, previously at 9%. In the next 12 to 18 months, borrowing appetite is likely to pick up in view of improving interest rate scenario and potential upside from the investment type or capex-led borrowing activities. Second, robust volume-driven businesses to support revenue generation. We note that BDO's fees and commission income and insurance operations account for around 80% of annual non-interest income. Thus, BDO is less dependent on non-recurring trading or FX gains. Third, stable cost-to-income ratio. We expect BDO can maintain CIR at approximately 60% versus pre-COVID levels, which was at greater than 63%, resulting in positive operating jaws. And fourth, new dividend policy. BDO's board of directors have approved an increase in the regular cash dividends on common shares of BDO to 1 pesos per share per quarter beginning on 2Q24. This new dividend policy should be supportive of improving shareholder returns going forward. Given these positives, we believe that the recent share price correction is an opportunity to accumulate. Trading at 1.3 times and 1.1 times for 2024 and 2025 price-to-book value, BDO has reverted closer to mean valuations. RTP is based on the Gordon Growth Model and implies 1.4 times and 1.3 times for 2024 and 2025 BV, equivalent to positive 1 SD of historical mean, which is justifiable in the context of BDO's multi-year high ROEs and higher dividend payout. Again, that's a buy call on BDO Unibank Inc. at 152 pesos TP. And that's it for this episode of Market Bites. Hope this has been helpful.
Thanks for listening to First Metro Securities Philippine Stock Market Weekly podcast. Don't forget to follow us to get first dibs on our new episodes. For more up-to-date market news and info, exclusive content, and the opportunity to connect with your fellow Filipino investors and traders, join facebook.com/groups/FirstMetroSec and be part of the FirstMetroSec family.
The views and opinions expressed by the podcast creators, hosts, and guests do not necessarily reflect the official policy and position of Podcast Network Asia, the hosts of the program, or other programs of the network. Any content provided by the people on the podcast are of their own opinion and are not intended to malign any religion, ethnic group, club, organization, company, individual, or anyone or anything.